Hello, amazing listeners. Welcome back to Speak Power Daily. I am Charlotte, and I am so incredibly happy that you are here with me today. Seriously, just the fact that you decided to press play and spend some time working on yourself and your English makes my day a little brighter. I hope you are feeling energetic and ready to open your mind. Today, we are going to talk about something we all want. It is the number one goal for almost everyone on the planet. Your neighbor wants it, your boss wants it, I want it, and you want it. We are talking about happiness. Specifically, how to increase happiness in our daily lives. Now, I have a question for you. When you think about happiness, what do you see? Do you see a big explosion of confetti? Do you see yourself winning the lottery, buying a huge house on the beach, or finally speaking English with absolutely zero mistakes? If you said yes, you are not alone. Most of us think happiness is a destination. We think it is a place we have to travel to. We say things like, "I will be happy when I get a promotion," or "I will be happy when it is the weekend." We spend our lives waiting. We wait for Friday, we wait for summer, we wait for retirement. It is like we are wearing glasses that only let us see the big, giant moments in the distance. But these glasses make us blind to everything right in front of our noses. My friends, happiness is not a destination. It is not a shiny trophy you win at the end of a race. If you treat happiness like a prize, you will spend most of your life feeling empty, just running and running. Think about learning English. If you tell yourself, "I will only be happy when I am fluent," you are setting yourself up for a lot of frustration. Why? Because fluency takes a long time. If you wait until the end to smile, you miss all the fun along the way. Real, sustainable happiness is not about the big fireworks. It is about the small sparks. It is about changing how we look at the world right now, today, in this exact moment. It is about taking off those future glasses and putting on a pair of present glasses. When we stop waiting for the perfect life, we can actually start enjoying the life we have. And the best news? You don't need $1 million to do this. You just need a small shift in your mindset.
So, how do we make this shift? It sounds easy, right? Just be happy. But I know it is not that simple. Sometimes it feels like our brains are actually fighting against us. Have you ever noticed that you can have a wonderful day, but if one small bad thing happens, that is all you think about? Maybe you had a great lunch, the sun was shining, and you finished your work early, but then someone was rude to you on the bus. When you go home, do you talk about the sunshine? No, you talk about the rude person on the bus. You replay the scene in your head over and over again. This is actually completely normal. Scientists have a name for it. They call it the negativity bias. Imagine your brain is not a happiness machine. Imagine your brain is a security guard. Thousands of years ago, when humans lived in caves, this security guard had a very important job: keep you alive. If our ancestors were walking in the forest and they saw a beautiful flower and a dangerous tiger, what was more important? The tiger, of course. Ignoring the flower is fine, but ignoring the tiger means game over. So our brains evolved to focus on problems, dangers, and mistakes. We are like Velcro for bad experiences. They stick to us instantly. But we are like Teflon for good experiences. They slide right off. This was great for surviving in the jungle, but it is terrible for being happy in modern life. Today, you are probably not running away from tigers, but your brain still reacts the same way.
Now the tiger is a difficult email from your boss. The tiger is a grammar mistake you made in English class. Your internal security guard screams, "Danger! Failure! Embarrassment!" It ignores all the sentences you said correctly and focuses only on the one mistake. It ignores the 99 nice things that happened today and focuses on the one rude comment. If we want to increase our happiness, we have to realize that our default setting is to look for problems. We are programmed to see the negative. This means happiness does not just happen by accident. Happiness is a choice we have to make every single day. We have to retrain our brains. We need to tell that security guard, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I am safe." We need to stop scanning the world for tigers and start scanning the world for flowers. We have to actively look for the good, because if we don't look for it, we might not see it at all. It requires effort. Just like going to the gym, you have to exercise your happiness muscles. We know that our brains are naturally wired to look for tigers. We know the security guard inside our heads is always scanning for danger. Now, the big question is, how do we change this? How do we retrain the brain? We don't have to fire the security guard. He's just trying to help after all. Instead, we need to give him a new job description. We need to give him a new assignment. From today, I want you to become a happiness detective. A detective looks for clues, right? They look for small details that other people miss. Your job is to hunt for the small, positive details in your day. This is often called gratitude, but I want to go deeper than just saying thank you. I want you to practice the art of savoring. To savor something means to enjoy it slowly and completely. It means you pause, you stop everything, and you really feel the moment. Let's take a simple example. Your morning coffee or tea. Usually we drink it while we are checking our emails, rushing to work, or worrying about the traffic. We don't even taste it. The happiness is there in the cup, but we are too busy to notice it. Tomorrow morning, I want you to try something different. When you hold that cup, stop. Feel the warmth in your hands. Smell the aroma. Take a small sip and really taste it. For just 30 seconds, don't think about your to-do list. Just be there with your coffee. That is savoring. You are telling your brain, "Hey, look at this. This is a good thing. This is safe. This is happy." You can do this with anything. You can savor the feeling of hot water in the shower. You can savor the smile of a stranger. You can savor the fact that you just understood a difficult English sentence. Here is a practical challenge for you, and it is great for your English practice too. Every night before you go to sleep, I want you to write down 3 good things that happened that day. They don't have to be big things like winning $1 million. In fact, they should be small. Maybe you saw a beautiful sunset. Maybe you had a delicious lunch. Maybe you learned a new word. Write them down in a notebook or type them in your phone. And here is the trick. Try to write them in English. By doing this, you are forcing your brain to scan the day for positive moments. You are training that security guard to look for flowers instead of tigers. At first, it might feel difficult. You might sit there and think, nothing good happened today. But if you look closely, if you put on your detective hat, you will find them. And slowly, over time, your brain will start doing this automatically. We have talked about changing how you see the world, and we have talked about retraining your brain to notice the good things. These are all internal changes, things you do inside your own head. But there is another huge secret to happiness, and it involves stepping outside of yourself. Many people think happiness is about getting things. We think, I will be happy if I get a new phone, or I will be happy if people admire me. We treat happiness like a collection of items we keep in a box. But actually, happiness is a lot like a boomerang. Do you know what a boomerang is? It is that curved wooden tool from Australia. If you throw it correctly, it flies through the air, turns around, and comes right back to your hand. Happiness works exactly the same way. The more you throw it out into the world, the more it comes back to you. This is what I call the Boomerang Effect. Science tells us that one of the fastest ways to improve your own mood is to be kind to someone else. When you do something nice for another person, your brain releases chemicals that make you feel good. It is a win-win situation. You help them, and you help yourself. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic gesture. You don't need to save someone from a burning building to feel this effect. It can be tiny. It can be holding the door open for a stranger. It can be sending a quick text message to a friend just to say, "Hey, I'm thinking of you." It can be giving a genuine compliment to a coworker. Think about how you feel when someone gives you a compliment. If someone says, "Wow, your English is improving so fast," or "I love your energy today," you feel amazing, right? You smile. Your day gets better. But here is the magic. The person who said it feels good too. Kindness is contagious. It spreads like a happy virus. When you smile at someone, they usually smile back. When you are patient, people are often patient with you. So, here is how we can mix this with your English learning. Why not use your English to throw some happiness boomerangs? Next time you are in an English class, or maybe chatting online in a forum, try to encourage someone else. If you see someone struggling with a word, tell them, "You can do it," or "Good job trying." When you use your language skills to help or lift someone up, English stops being just a subject you study. It becomes a tool for connection. We are social creatures. We need each other. We are not meant to be happy alone on an island. We are meant to be happy together. So, don't keep your happiness locked inside. Throw it out like a boomerang and watch how fast it returns to you.
We have covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? We talked about taking off the future glasses and seeing the happiness right in front of us. We talked about training our brain's security guard to look for flowers instead of tigers. We practiced savoring our coffee like a detective, and we learned how to throw happiness like a boomerang. But before I let you go, I want to share one final, very important secret. And honestly, this might be the most important thing I say today. Please do not try to be happy 100% of the time. That sounds strange, right? But it is true. Constant, perfect happiness is impossible for human beings. We are not robots. We have emotions. We have bad days. We get sad. We get angry. And we get frustrated. That is part of being alive. If you try to be happy every single second, you will actually make yourself miserable. You will think, "Oh no, I am sad. I am failing at happiness." No, you are not failing. You are just being human. Real happiness is not about never feeling pain.
It is about how quickly you can bounce back. It is about having the tools, the glasses, the detective skills, the boomerang, to help you stand up again when you fall down. Think about learning English. Do you stop studying just because you made a mistake? Do you quit because you had one bad conversation? Of course not. You take a deep breath, you learn from it, and you try again. Happiness is exactly the same. It is a practice. It is a habit. Imagine happiness is like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth one time on January 1st and say, "Okay, my teeth are clean for the rest of the year." That would be ridiculous, right? You have to brush your teeth every single morning and every single night. It is a daily maintenance routine. Well, your mind needs maintenance too. You have to choose happiness every day. You have to wake up and decide to put on your detective hat. You have to decide to throw that boomerang. Some days it will be easy. Some days it will be hard. But the more you do it, the stronger your happiness muscles become. So, my challenge for you is simple. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait until you are fluent in English. Don't wait for the perfect job. Start right now. Look around the room you are in. Find one small thing that is good. Maybe it is a comfortable chair. Maybe it is the sound of my voice. Maybe it is just the fact that you are breathing. Savor it. Smile at it. And then go out there and share that feeling with someone else. Thank you so much for listening to Speak Power Daily. I am Charlotte, and I believe in you. You have the power to create your own sunshine no matter what the weather is like outside. Go make today amazing. Speak to you soon.